What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another 5-year rebuild here on NBA 2K22 Next Gen. Today we're going to be using the Charlotte Hornets, a team that really hasn't made a ton of moves this offseason. They're in a spot right now where I think it's going to be another developmental year for them. They were in the play-in last year, got eliminated by the Atlanta Hawks. But with LaMelo Ball leading this young core, this team definitely has some potential. So as I mentioned, the moves that really didn't happen this offseason for them were kind of out of their hands. I mean, obviously what happened with Miles Bridges is, for lack of a better term, it's disgusting. I mean, it should disgust you as well if it doesn't. That's your prerogative. But in my opinion, what he did to his girlfriend is absolutely gross, and he's obviously not going to be on the Hornets next year. 99% chance he's not going to be on an NBA team next year, and probably not for a long time. Man's going to be playing in prison with the most likely scenario happening. But this team still does have talent. I don't know if they're necessarily in the playoffs next season, but the process is going to be not so much a long one. And of course, I want you guys to let me know any other video ideas down below in the comments section while you're down there. If you have not yet, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 30,000 subscribers, and I'd like to hit it by the end of August. It would mean a lot to me, so thank you guys in advance. And as always, any videos you guys want to see, let me know in the comment section. I've been getting a couple requests to do some historic rebuilds, some historic 5-year rebuilds, kind of rewrite NBA history. So if that's something you guys want to see, let me know down below in the comment section. But as of now, we got a 5-year Charlotte Hornets rebuild. Let's get into it. As always, we really won't make any moves before we do start simming the first season. This should be a relatively accurate representation of what this Hornets roster is going to go ahead and look like. So let's just hop right into it right now. We got LaMelo Ball, best player on this team, leading the pack. Super excited to have him here. He's actually won MVPs before in some of my videos. He progresses super well. I'm really excited to have him. Not a bad thing to say about the man. Isaiah Thomas, I brought him back just for some point guard depth. He's not even in the rotation. There's been some sort of a rumor that they wanted to bring him back. That obviously will not be the contract that they bring him back with. I still have to update all the contracts. I brought everybody back, but their contracts aren't hopefully up to date. But yeah, him and Chris Chiozza down here really won't be in the rotation. They're just here to fill a roster spot. We got Scary Terry, Mr. Terry Rozier. I miss him in Boston so much. I really wish he was still here. I love Scary Terry. He's one of my favorite players during his time with the Celtics, but happy to see him kind of flourishing in Charlotte. Really excited to hopefully continue his career there and play really well. We got James Bouknight, who was their 11th overall pick in the 2021 draft. I'm still super high on James Bouknight. I've been saying this ever since he got drafted. I don't know if he's ever going to be an NBA star, but I think he could be a good rotation piece for us. They re-signed Cody Martin to a 4-year extension. I think he's been playing pretty well for them, obviously, because he got that extension. I'm not going to sit here and cap with you guys. I do not watch a ton of Charlotte Hornets games unless they're somehow on national television. So Cody Martin's going to be here. He could be a rotation piece. Ultimately, I don't really know what I'm going to do with him once we go down the line. I mean, we have Bouknight, we have Rozier, so we will see. But all three of these guys are going to be in the rotation for year number 1 here in Charlotte. Gordon Hayward, also a former Celtic. A big what-if Celtic, obviously. First game with the team, snaps his leg in half. But yeah, I mean, Gordon Hayward's Gordon Hayward at this point in his career. He's not the star he once was maybe in Utah, but he's still a very serviceable player on a team, maybe just making a little bit too much money at this point in time. Kelly Oubre Jr., excited to have him here. I believe he is expiring after this season, if I am correct. Yes, he is. So something we'll have to figure out in the offseason, but as of now, I'm excited to have Kelly here. The power forward spot, as I mentioned, not as weak as it possibly could be. I mean, having P.J. Washington as a backup option is really, really nice. And that's something that I'm really I'm really fortunate that we kind of have here in today's rebuild, because obviously Miles Bridges is out there playing in Guantanamo Bay. So P.J. Washington, they brought back Jalen McDaniels as well. I need to update his contract. I believe they just accepted his team option. For some reason in the game, it didn't give them a team option. I don't know if it was because he was a second-round pick, but I just re-signed him. I will edit his contract, but we will see. And then we got Kai Jones here as well. Center spot is probably the weakest spot on this team. We got Mason Plumlee here, who I believe is in the final year of his deal here with the Charlotte Hornets. And then Mark Williams, who was their 15th overall pick in the 2022 draft. I'm actually going to go ahead and start him. I've been taking some of the advice that you guys have been giving me. I'm going to go ahead and start playing the younger guys a lot more. Always my thought process is, if I don't think the team's going to be competing or winning a championship, I'll play the younger guys a lot more, hence why I'm going to be starting Mark Williams. But sometimes when I really think this team can kind of compete, I might play the veteran that are a little bit higher overalls. But that's just my thought process. I wanted to share that with you guys. That goes for all rebuilds typically. But yeah, just wanted to put that out there. But as of now, this is the team. I do not know what's going to happen. We could be right around the play-in, or we might just miss the playoffs as a whole. But it's solid enough. It's a good building block team. I'll see you guys at the rotation. Here it is. Here's how it is going to look for year number 1 in Charlotte. LaMelo Ball going to be our starting point guard, as I mentioned, far and away best player on this team. Super excited to have him here. He's going to be here 99% of the chance for the entirety of the video. Scary Terry at the 2 guard. Not a bad backcourt whatsoever. You got Gordon Hayward here starting at the 3, PJ Washington. Now into the starting lineup, and then as I mentioned, I will be starting Mark Williams. Want to progress him as much as humanly possible. Bench isn't honestly horrible. Kelly Oubre here is our 6th man, followed by Jalen McDaniels, James Bouknight, Cody Martin, and then Mason Plumlee. So I told you guys I was going to be playing 3 shooting guards. It's weird doing that with kind of just a 10-man rotation, but reason I'm doing it, LaMelo obviously not having a backup. But that being said, we do have 2 shooting guards off of the bench. So I'm sure we can find some rotations that work out and can really help this team maybe win some games. Unfortunately, I do not know what's going on. James Borrego's still here. I know they brought back Steve Clifford, but I don't know if any of you guys know what the kind of the fix is to this, but when I go to my staff here, I go to my head coach, it doesn't give me an option to fire him. So yeah, it's just, I can't, it literally doesn't let me sign anybody. So I can fire everybody else here, but I just legitimately cannot fire James Borrego. I have no idea why, but I'm going to fire his ass at the end of this season. I'm not even going to bring in Steve Clifford. I think he's a complete fucking idiot, if I'm being honest with you. But this is the team for year number 1. Probably not going to be the best season, but yeah, I'll catch you guys at the end of the first year. Don't get me wrong. I didn't think we were going to be a playoff team. I think I mentioned that a couple times. I also didn't think we would be dead last here in the East. Kind of a surprise, but honestly, I kind of prefer that. I mean, we're going to be projected even a higher pick. So, fine by me. Luka MVP, we all know that. Chet Holmgren, let me guess. It's either Trae Young or Ben Simmons. It's Ben Simmons. It's probably Giannis. Wow, no, Jonathan Isaac. I don't know who wins most of the Nick Claxton wins. I've seen that only a couple times. Taylor Jenkins is your coach of the year. They're very good over there in Memphis. So, I did not think we'd be 15 seed. Wow, the Heat led the East with 49 wins. I don't have a problem with the Heat being the 1 seed, but 49 wins. Kind of crazy. We won 28 games, so we are currently in 2nd worst record in the league. Obviously, the bottom 3 teams all have the same odds at the number 1 overall pick, so that's exciting. LaMelo with a really solid campaign of 22.5 points, 6.5 boards, 9 assists. I will definitely take that out of him. Scary Terry, 17, 3, and 5. PJ Washington, Gordon Hayward, James Bouknight, Mark Williams. Really solid rookie year for what I was kind of expecting of him. 10.5 points, 8 boards, 1 assist a game, 2.5 blocks a game, 55% from the field. I will absolutely take that 10 times out of 10. Kelly Oubre Jr., Jalen McDaniels, Cody Martin, Mason Plumlee. Got Chioza down there as well. Take a look at the rebounds. That was Mark Williams, and assists. That's obviously LaMelo Ball. So, not in the playoffs. Again, not really necessarily surprised we're not in the playoffs. Just the 15 seed side of it was a little more surprising. Darius Garland and the Cleveland Cavaliers go on to win the finals. Interesting. Again, they sweep the Minnesota Timberwolves in 4 games. So let's head up to the draft lottery here. This is obviously a big night for us. This could be very make or break for us. As I mentioned, we are projected. Oh my God, we've got. I can live with falling to 4. I would prefer to obviously stay at 1 or 2, but I can live with number 4. That's honestly not too bad. So I'm not going to be signing Steve Clifford. I'm not going to be bringing James Borrego back. I think they're all idiots, if I'm being honest with you. I don't even have the money for Stauffer today. So, yeah, we're going to need a new head coach. Taylor Jenkins is here. He's won Coach of the Year. He doesn't want to come here. All right, Taylor, we didn't want you either, dude. I'm looking at names right now. I'm like, obviously, I prefer somebody who's like an actual head coach, and I'm really not even seeing anybody. Holy shit. Who is Dion Green? Those ratings are bad. That's not good. Clark Kelly. Oh, my God. Who are these people? I don't even know who any of these people are. All right, so I'll sign Underwood. I'll give an offer to Stauffer. There's no way he's going to accept that, right? Wait. Never mind. Stauffer accepts it. That was a big waste of time. I did not think you'd take that cheap of a contract. He wants to be here, and he wants to play for Michael Jordan, or coach for Michael Jordan anyways. So, number 4 overall pick, we definitely have some moves in mind. Before I do make any trades or anything like that, I want to remind you guys that this is not a realistic rebuild. These moves that I'm going to make do not translate to what I think this team should do in real life. I just always like to put that out there, because I still get comments saying, this is never something the Hornets would do in a million years. Well, yeah, no shit. I love that people are commenting, but stuff like that, it's like, come on now. You should already know that. But, yeah. Sorry about that. We're going to make some trades. I've decided we're going to draft somebody with the 4th overall pick. Obviously, Victor Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson are the 2 top projected picks. Victor would have been cool. I don't really feel like trading up to number 1. I feel like I get him a decent amount. So we'll switch some things up a little bit, even though maybe center is a position of need, but also small forward's a position of need. I mean, again, I don't really think Gordon Hayward's a long-term option or an answer here. So let's look at the summary. It was Victor, Keontae George goes 2, and Nick Smith. So wow, Scoot Henderson is here. And like, can he play with LaMelo? Honestly, I don't know. I really, really don't. Like, it feels like a situation where it would be kind of dumb to pass him up. He is only 6'4". I think LaMelo's obviously kind of a pure point guard, definitely. But do I take Henderson here and kind of play him? You know what? I'll play him at the shooting guard spot. He's probably cleared away the best player available. And, I think with a team like this who, kind of has needs everywhere, we're going to do that. So it also kind of means that Scary Terry's on the move, which kind of does suck, but ultimately, maybe that's time. I mean, Terry's what? Or Scary Terry's now what, 30? Or not 30. No, he's like 28, right? Correct, I think. We're bringing everybody back just because we can probably get first-round picks at a minimum for them. PJ Washington is a free agent. Definitely could be somebody that we bring back or maybe somebody that we look to upgrade. But we're definitely not just going to let him go. But that being said, how old's Terry Rozier? He is 29. So doesn't really fit the timeline of this team. I mean, it's not overly bad, but like, I don't know. I think him and Hayward's time here is probably coming to an end. So let's go ahead and make some trades. So we're going to do this deal here with the Kings. We're going to send them Terry Rozier for Keegan Murray, who is obviously just the 4th overall pick, had a really solid rookie campaign in my opinion. But I'd like their first-round pick next year. That's probably going to be a lot to ask for, and I don't necessarily want Isaiah Thomas. They'll even throw in another first-round pick. Well, that is actually fine by me, surprising enough. So we pick up Keegan Murray. I think he's probably more of a depth piece, if we're being honest. Again, that's weird to say with a former 4th overall pick. I am pretty comfortable with PJ Washington right now, but worst comes to worst, Murray maybe could start. If PJ Washington wants too much money or whatever the situation may be, I'm very comfortable here with Keegan Murray. So my plan as of now, I just wanted to explain to you guys kind of why I'm making a lot of these moves, is to not be good again at next season. I believe like 99% sure we have our first-round pick next year. Yes, we do. We now also have the Sacramento Kings first-round pick next year. And then next season in free agency, we're going to go ahead and we're going to spend some money because as you can see, LaMelo Ball, I believe, ends up a free agent next year. Yes, he is. So we will be able to assign him to that qualifying offer, little 2K glitch, little cheese, and we'll also have some money to spend in free agency. So that's kind of my thought process right now. We're going to clear up some of these bigger contracts. Obviously, Hayward's an expiring deal as well. So I don't really need a lot from him. I'm not trying to be very good this season. I think that's pretty obvious at this point with some of the moves that I've made so far. So maybe just a little bit of a cheaper small forward option, if I'm being honest. And obviously, these are really not some good trades. So could maybe just trade for Jonathan Isaac, who's under some team control for more than one season. Again, he's more the defensive kind of player that really maybe this team could benefit by having. So we also are undersized the shooting guard spot with Scoot Henderson. So let's go ahead and make this deal. We get, 8 years younger as well. We also will get cheaper on the books. And yeah, we get some defense here with Jonathan Isaac. So I'm going to move him to the small forward spot where he actually goes up 1 overall. And then let me just change the secondary position too, just so he can be the backup 4 just in case. So other than that, I think we're in a pretty good spot right now. I really do. Because again, the plan's kind of going how I want it to. I'm probably going to maybe trade Cody Martin or... What does he do at the shooting or the small forward spot? He actually goes up 1 overall. So that's actually not bad either. We'll keep Cody Martin. He's on a longer term contract. So kind of just making do with what we got. And we're honestly not going too crazy right now, which is something I think I'm really happy with. And honestly, I'm kind of fine with. Kai Jones, is he expiring? He also just hasn't played for me at all. Again, he could play potentially for me. You know what? Yeah, let's actually move. I'm sorry. I'm switching a lot of things around on you guys right now. I'm going to move him to the backup center spot. Again, I'm sorry. I'm showing you all this. Hell of probably most of you don't even care. But we're going to move him there. He's going to back up Mark Williams. And again, we're not really signing many guys. We're just kind of making do with the assets we got. I'm going to wait here on PJ Washington and give him a real contract. I'm just going to let him go. I think ultimately at this point, I'm just going to move on. McDaniels maybe could be cool for us. But wow, we don't have bird rights on him. So we're just going to let him walk, and we're just going to work with what we got on this team, and it's not going to be a good season. But in a 5-year rebuild, we kind of have the luxury to be able to do that. So I'm very fine with the moves we're making right now. We'll go ahead. Wow, that's a decent chunk of change right there. Makes me a little bit nervous, but I'm fine. I'll go ahead and commit a lot of money to him right now. Again, we kind of need a really good year out of him this season, though. But again, not saying he's been playing bad for us. It's a pretty solid, hell, it's a career season for him. But $20 million is a decent amount of money. So we're basically all set here for the second season. In Charlotte, I'm going to trade Bryce McGowens right now, who is their second-round pick in 2020, just hoping I get a first-round pick for him. And then I will go ahead and sign another backup point guard here for LaMelo Ball. So that's going to be pretty much it. Ooh, we can get Io. How is he a free agent? I will 100% do that to bolster my bench if that's a possibility. Wow, Chicago doesn't re-sign Io, and he's going to be the new backup point guard to LaMelo Ball there. It really bolsters our bench a little bit. That's beautiful. I'm super excited about that. I'll see you guys at the start of the second season. Year number 2 here in Charlotte. The team it's interesting. Again, I'm not saying this is going to be how the team's going to be looking year number 5. Hell, most of these guys might even be traded or just let go at some point. But I'm very happy with the approach we're taking to this rebuild. We're not trying to force anything, which I think is a good lesson that I've been learning recently in a lot of my rebuilds. So LaMelo Ball is up to a 95 overall, going to be our superstar on this team. Hopefully can carry this team somewhere. Again, don't know if it'll be this season, but I'm excited to have him here. We got him, Scoot Henderson, who I just drafted, and again, I don't even know if this is going to work. So we're going to go for it, and we are going to see how this backcourt works here. He's only 6'4", Mellow is 6'7", but I just think Mellow is just such a pure point guard, and honestly, I don't know enough about Scoot Henderson, so that's how it's going to go. We got Jonathan Isaac, PJ Washington, and then Mark Williams as the rest of the starting 5. Bench unit, we got Io, which I thought was insane that Chicago didn't match some sort of deal for him here, but that gives us a really good 6-man off the bench. The bench is probably one of the stronger suits of this team, with Keegan Murray there as well, James Bouknight, Cody Martin, and then Kai Jones. So I'm super excited for the future of this team. Again, might not be the best second season I've ever had, but I think this could be one of the better teams in the end. I'll see you guys at the end of the second year. So this team surprised me quite a bit, actually. We are a 3 seed here in the Eastern Conference. I thought we were going to be a lottery pick team again. No, we are close to the top of the East. Nikola Jokic wins his 3rd career MVP. Scoot Henderson, Rookie of the Year. So I will take that. 16 points, 3.5 rebounds, 7 assists, 1.5 steals. Maybe more of a pure point guard, if I'm being honest with you, but he's around 49% from the field, 30% from beyond the arc. That's something I'd like to work on and hopefully develop, but solid rookie campaign for our Rookie of the Year. Andre Drummond, 6th Man of the Year. Congrats. Giannis Defensive Player of the Year. Darius Baisley, Most Improved. Willie Green, Coach of the Year, New Orleans. Oh, good Lord. All right, we go 52-30. I did not think this was a 52-win team, but it was. We also have the Sacramento Kings pick, and they are not even in the plan. They're 34-48, so it's another lottery pick for us, another potentially high draft pick. Numbers on the year: LaMelo, Henderson, Washington was solid again. I like PJ Washington. I just don't know for $20 million, those are really the numbers I'm looking for. Like, I'd rather allocate $20 million somewhere else. Like, I feel like we can make better use of the money. Mark Williams is developing super well and turning into an absolute stud here. 12.5 points, 8 boards, 1 assist, 1.5 blocks a game. 56% from the field. Perfect, honestly. Io with 12 points. Hell, I like him off the bench a lot. James Bouknight, Keegan Murray, Jonathan Isaac, Kai Jones, Cody Martin down there. Rebounds, Mark Williams, assists, LaMelo Ball. So we got a playoff matchup. Not something I thought I'd be saying before we started simming this year, but it's the situation. You got Indiana here in round 1. Halliburton, Ben Mathurin, Chris Duarte, Isaiah Jackson, Brandon Clark, Buddy Hield, Chimsy Metu. Let's see if we can get by them here in the first round. I think it's definitely a possibility. They're a good team, but I think we're a little bit better, if I'm being honest. We're down 3-2, unfortunately, losing 6. That sucks. It's okay, though. I mean, hell, I didn't think this team deserved to be a 3 seed. And the Houston Rockets and Jabari Smith Jr. go on to what in the world is going on here? They were a 3 seed too. That's a surprise one. You know, I've seen a lot of, I don't want to say bad teams because there is definitely some talent there, but that team probably should not have been the NBA champions. Let's be honest with each other. All right, we're currently projected the 5th overall pick via the Sacramento Kings. Very happy I tried to include that first-round pick that's unprotected, and it's all the way up to number 2, so we can either draft somebody, we can trade the pick. We have a lot of options and a lot of flexibility with this team. As I mentioned, that was one of my goals when I started this rebuild. I think we've done a pretty good job so far. Stafford's obviously not going anywhere. To hell, just carried this team to a 3 seed in the East. So let's look at our options. We have the number 2 overall pick along with 26 in the first round. Then we got 29 and 30 in round number 2. Not exactly the picks that I'll probably be using. We take a look at this draft. DJ Wagner is here. He's somebody who I know a lot of people always comment and say, he's an absolute stud. You got to draft him every single time. And I could. It's not really a position of need if we're being honest. But you know what? If he falls to me at number 2, I might just take him. I really might. And then it sucks because I don't want to trade Scoot Henderson, but I don't know. Would I rather keep Henry? Like, he just won Rookie of the Year, but it feels so dumb. Let's just see if DJ Wagner goes number 1. If he doesn't go, if he goes number 1, that's all. Wow, Bayfall goes 1. All right, now we got to make a decision. We have to make a pretty big decision. Do we trade our Rookie of the Year and take the best player available? here in DJ Wagner, or do we maybe draft for a need? Is there a fucking bug around me right now? There's always a bug in this basement. All right, let me think on this one for a second. Maybe not the glamorous trade you were thinking you were going to see, but we're trading our late first-round pick this year along with our 2 late second-round picks for a first-round pick next year. From the Boston Celtics, it is top 3 protected. Probably not going to turn anything, but it's an asset. So I do not know what I want to do. I wish like DJ Wagner was like 6'6", because then I could easily just play him at the small forward spot and we can kind of call it a day. But, like, I can't, like, fathomably explain trading a rookie of the year. And, like, if I'm being honest with you, his trade value is really not even that high. But it would be dumb for me not to take DJ Wagner. So I'm going to do it. Again, maybe that's the wrong move. But I've seen this dude progress. He's already an 80 overall, and he turns into an absolute stud. So we're going to take DJ Wagner, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do after this. Murray, Bouknight, Williams, and Jones all obviously coming back. Qualifying offers, LaMelo Ball is basically our superstar, and he's our free agent. He's the one we need to get back no matter what. Do I maybe want to go after another free agent? It's a possibility. Do I maybe want to go after somebody like a Kawhi Leonard? I obviously don't have money right now, but I could very easily clear it up if I went ahead and traded like PJ Washington and Jonathan Isaac. Do I want to do this? LaMelo is obviously going to require a very large contract, so I can probably get away with giving him the qualifying offer for this season, but past that, I'm really not going to be able to do anything here. So we're going to have to make some tough decisions on what we want to do with this team, and whatever it is, I'll show you guys. I'm making an absolutely insane move, and probably one that's not too smart in the long term. I'm playing DJ Wagner, who's 6'3", at small forward. I do not know why I'm doing this. I really don't. But I just cannot trade Scoot Henderson. I can't. Like, morally, it's not letting me. So this is weird, and this is going to be a hell of an experiment. But I'm going to do it. He goes up to an 81 overall. We're going to have not so much size, which really, really does suck. So, it is a really unfortunate way that this kind of good problem, if you will, kind of fell into our lap. But we're going to see how things work. We're not going to make a huge free agent signing. I'm just going to wait on LaMelo Ball, give him a real contract. I'm going to give him a contract on my own terms. So I'll max him out 3 days in a row, and then we'll obviously go ahead and sign him after the final day here just because did not mean to do that. That would have been possibly the worst thing ever. So we'll continue to sign LaMelo Ball because obviously we do not want to give him his qualifying offer now that we have decided not to sign a major free agent. But we're taking a big risk. If it doesn't work out, thank God this is a 5-year rebuild. But other than that, I think this team's in a really good spot. I really do, because we have so much young talent. And honestly, I think there's pretty much endless possibilities here. So the way this is going to work is, yes, I am starting DJ Wagner here. He's going to be playing next to Scoot Henderson and LaMelo Ball. This is probably, again, not the smartest thing I've ever done, but nobody's really ever accused me of doing anything too smart. So we're going to go ahead and run it back. I am going to trade Cody Martin at this point. Isaac's going to come off the bench just for defensive purposes. Hopefully we can maybe get another first-round pick, maybe even one this year for Cody Martin. So I'm excited, man. I think this is ultimately a fun, different way of doing rebuilds. And that's always something I am looking kind of to do, kind of spice things up. I know doing the same thing and seeing the same thing over and over gets boring for you guys. And it honestly gets boring for me as well. So I'm excited to spice things up, kind of take a risk here with probably the shortest 1 through 3 I've ever had. I mean, I know LaMelo is 6'7", but having a 6'3" small forward is not ideal, but we'll see. I'll see you guys at the rotation at the start of the third year. So I've kind of a weird, uneasy feeling with how I think this team is going to ultimately end up this season. It's kind of like an excitement, though. So again, we have 5 years in this rebuild, so we still have 2 more off seasons if something was to go really, really bad. But the depth this team has is really, really good. So it's going to be LaMelo Ball, Scoot Henderson, DJ Wagner, PJ Washington, and Mark Williams as our starting 5. Not something I've ever thought I would say. Bench unit, Io will remain our 6th man here, who's pretty solid for us, followed by Jonathan Isaac, Keegan Murray, James Bouknight, and Kai Jones. This is a hell of a deep team, but it's also a hell of an experiment. Let's see what happens at the end of year number 3. I think it's safe to say the experiment was a success, at least as it comes to the regular season, as we are the 1 seed here in the East, and LaMelo won an MVP award. So I'm super excited right now because, again, this was a risky experiment, and ultimately I didn't know if it was going to work, and hell, it still might not, but 65-17 says it at least works in the regular season. Let's take a look at the standings. 7 games up here on the Atlanta Hawks. They're obviously a good team as well, and if we even make the finals, we probably have to deal with the Pelicans. So I mean, this is our big 3, and they all played really, really well. I mean, they're all obviously 19, 21, and 23 is absolutely terrifying probably for future NBA teams looking at that. Rebounds is Mark Williams, assists LaMelo Ball. So it's in the play-in. See what we got here in round number 1. It's going to be the Chicago Bulls. Lonzo Ball, Kobe White, Kwame Evans Jr. I believe he just won Rookie of the Year and had a hell of a season. Maybe could have drafted him. Tobias Harris, Nerlens Noel, Jalen Brunson, Patrick Williams, Justice Winslow. It's a deep team. We have Io, though. Oh, yeah, man. We're up 2-0 right now. We go up 3-0, and we win in a sweeping fashion. I don't even know where DeMar went on that squad. Ty Washington, Cade Cunningham, Chris Middleton heads back to Detroit. How long has it been since he's been in Detroit? What was that? Since, 20. He was drafted by Detroit. He was there for 1 year? Why did I think it was longer than that? Walking Lesbian, Nikola Vucevic, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Kelly Oubre Jr., old friend here. Wow, we're down 2-0. Not exactly the way you want to start home court advantage in an Eastern Conference semifinals. We're going to Game 7, and wow, they blew a 3-1 lead, and we're in the East Finals taking on the Atlanta Hawks. They have Trae Young off the bench. Obviously happens pretty much every single video. I always forget to go in and edit his position to a shooting guard, DeJounte Murray, whatever you want it to be. We're down 3-2 here. And we eliminated in 6 games. The Hawks were a really good team, and we had to face Zion and the Pelicans anyways, even if we got to the finals. So that's fine by me, but I would say our experiment so far was a success. I mean, you really can't look at it any other way at this point. Do we have another lottery pick? Wow, we're projected 12 from the Celtics. It is top 3 protected, but number 12 overall pick really wouldn't be too bad. It actually goes up. Oh, wait, no, we're at number 12. I don't know why I thought that was 11. Number 12 overall pick still should be some decent value. Not 100% sure kind of what I'm going to do with the pick. Again, could maybe trade it. Or maybe could go ahead and take somebody at 12, but I don't really have a big position of need. We also have 29, which I definitely do not need right now. How about if I include both these picks? Is there anything here? I just want to look and just see. Could get Orlando's unprotected. It's Denver's unprotected pick. What's Denver's roster looking like? They're probably pretty good, right? Yeah, there's just no way that team sucks. So I'm not going to do that. I will draft somebody with the number 12 overall pick. Ultimately, if I use them or not, whatever it may be. Actually, no, I'll draft somebody with both picks. We need roster spots anyway, so might as well go ahead and just fill out the roster with guys that maybe could progress at some point in time. Isaiah Loheim goes number 1 overall, followed by Barry Hood, Gilbert Roberts. No idea who any of those people are. Maybe could look for a new backup center. So this dude Clifford Rhodes right here, or maybe Roy McDaniels. Both are potential options for us. Both 7 feet tall, wingspan of 7 feet 8 inches. He's pretty low on the rankings though. Number 5 center, but we're going to take Clifford Rhodes. I have no idea who you are. Hopefully you're decently high overall. And then for other pick, Charlie Barry Carroll. I've seen this dude before. We do not need another center. I'm just trying to think of the backups at all our position. We got Isaac obviously there. Dick Barkley, you are definitely not a real person, but cool. Welcome to the Charlotte Hornets. Why the hell not? I'm 12 years old. Clifford Rhodes is a 76. Dick Barkley is going to be a 72 overall. Not bad. Murray's coming back. Henderson's obviously coming back. Mark Williams is going to come back as well. At this point in time, I think the way we're probably going to go about this is maybe make one more kind of big-ish trade and then hope that our guys can continue to develop. Because, again, this is an approach that I don't take too often, but when it's a possibility, I kind of do like doing it. So we're going to pay Jonathan Isaac. I think he's a key piece to our bench. We're going to wait on Book Knight and Kai Jones. Wait, did I say Mark Williams? No, Mark Williams had a team option, right? Yes, he did. I just wanted to make sure. Honestly, I might just let Kai Jones go at this point. I don't necessarily really feel as he's somebody that I would maybe want to pay, especially a $15 million price tag. It's more like 12, but we did just draft somebody. He's a 76 overall, so Kai Jones, 79, 78 overall. I can live with letting him go. We are going to bring back Book Knight after we do get through the qualifying offer phase. And again, we're going to kind of run it back with this squad. I think we're in a really good position again, and I think this team can make a run, potentially even to the NBA Finals this season. So we're going to pay Book Knight, and once around $19 million a year. Kind of tough, but I can ultimately live with it just because I think he's a key piece off the bench for us. So, yeah, just kind of run it back with this squad. I mean, we were a 1 seed, we were a 1 seed last year, and let's see if we make it to the finals. See you guys with the rotation at the start of the 4th season. We are basically running it back here for year number 4. We made one change to our backup center. We drafted what the hell is this guy's name? I forget his name already. We drafted Clifford Rhodes with the 12th overall pick. He's going to be the 10th guy in the rotation, only playing 10 minutes a night. But this is a solid squad. The Mellow Ball, Scoot Henderson, DJ Wagner, who, as I mentioned, progresses super well. You all probably know that. But this is a really interesting trio of guys we kind of have here that are hopefully going to lead us to a championship. PJ Washington, I'm iffy on. Again, I don't necessarily think he's maybe the guy to start a power forward on a championship team. I can maybe say the same about Mark Williams, but honestly, for the money I'm paying and kind of maybe the progression, honestly, I'm a little bit more comfortable with Mark Williams as the starting center versus PJ Washington as our power forward. So we'll address Washington potentially in the offseason, but as of now, still be our starting center, or excuse me, power forward. And then Mark Williams is our starting center. This bench is absolutely nuts. James Bouknight gave him the 6-man role. He's progressing how the game actually wants him to start over Henderson. I'm just going to start Henderson just because, I don't know, I think it'd be fun to still start that trio. Jonathan Isaac, Keegan Murray, Io, and then Clifford Rhodes. This team's really, really good. Hopefully a 1 seed again. We win 65 games last year. Let's see if we can beat that. See you guys at the end of year number 4. I'd say it's still working here in Charlotte. Whatever we are doing, I'm super happy with it. Mellow wins his 2nd straight MVP. Hell of a season from him. Once again at the 1 seed here in the Eastern Conference. Clarence Farrell, Rookie of the Year. Jay Nivey, 6th Man of the Year in Detroit. Jackson Jr., Defensive Player of the Year. I think he'll get 1 in his career at least. Alistair Thompson, Most Improved for the Brooklyn Nets. Mike Stafford, we go 70-12. Yeah, I'd say if we do not make the NBA Finals this year, it was a disappointing season. Let's look at the standings. 19 games up on the Detroit Pistons, the team that beat us in the East Finals last year. Wait a minute. How many goddamn games did it say the Pelicans won? 63. Yeah, they're good. Player stats on the year: LaMelo Ball, DJ Wagner, Scoot Henderson. That's our big 3 right there. They're all playing very, very well for us. James Bouknight, Mark Williams, PJ Washington, Io, Keegan Murray, Jonathan Isaac. Got our boy Clifford Rhodes down there as well. Rebounds per game went to Mark Williams and assists LaMelo Ball. So, once again, the 1 seed here. We got the Boston Celtics in round number 1. Oh, wait, never mind. I thought Jason Tatum was gone for a second. Yeah, this duo is going to scare me at any point in time, no matter what seed they are. Oh, God. Not my favorite first-round matchup, but we're up 3-1 right now. We close them out in 5 games. That's awesome. We got the Milwaukee Bucks here. Damian Lillard and Don... What in the world? What in the world? What is this team? I'm sorry. Not only is Giannis gone, so they let Giannis walk, but they somehow added Scotty Barnes, Donovan Mitchell, and Damian Lillard. Is Scotty Barnes, like, on a real contract, or did he get traded on? Yeah, he's on a real contract. Donovan Mitchell's got a real contract, and Dame's getting 24 mil. Middleton's... What? What? But when I do a Bucks rebuild, Chris Middleton wants $45 million. What is that? I have never in my life seen like one of the players that's like a little bit of a veteran on a team take like such a cheap deal when he's well worth. That's like way below market value. That's crazy. That's obviously helping the Bucks though, but we're still up 3-0 on them. But that's insane. I've never seen. If any of you guys have ever seen that before, let me know down below in the comments section. All right, we got a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference Finals. Ty Washington, Cade Cunningham, Quentin Grimes, Kyle Kuzma, Vucevic, Ivy, Franz Wagner, Jalen Duren, Kelly Oubre. So the similarities with this team, we both have a star young guard, and we're both very deep. That being said, we are up 3-1, and we close them out in 5. And here come the Sacramento Kings, a team that has our old friend Terry Rozier. We actually took their first-round pick that ended up turning into DJ Wagner in the 2024 draft. They are now in the finals with Fox and Rozier as their backcourt. They have Nasir Little starting, Domantas Sabonis, Clint Capella. I just think we're a lot better than this team, if we're being honest. Like, there's just really no way they're up to... How do they beat the Pelicans? I have no idea. LaMelo Ball, your finals MVP. I would have hopped in and got a little bit of gameplay there in year number 4, but in a 5-year rebuild, I never want to risk the like little exit glitch of the nonstop loading happening, and then we don't get a 5th season. So maybe we can get gameplay in the 5th season. That would obviously be really nice. We got to get there first, though. Let's hit the draft lottery. Did I see us again? Oh, my God, that Toronto pick. Is that unprotected? We have the 6th overall pick. Oh, baby, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. It looks like all of our trades for like future picks are kind of working out right now. Stauffer is still here, so we are good there. And let's see what we want to do with the 6th overall pick. I have no idea. We also have 27-30 in 30 in round number 2 as well. I might include it in a trade with PJ Washington. I think that time has potentially come. So let's look for some trades. Oh, baby, we made a big trade, and we just got Scotty Barnes here in Charlotte. We gave up a ton of assets, but heading into the final year, a huge upgrade at the power forward spot. I'm perfectly fine by that. Oh, my bad. I'll go ahead and show you guys the full trade right now. Where am I going? I'm going to... Wait, what? Oh, there's the trade. Scotty Barnes for PJ Washington, our number 6 overall pick, Clifford Rhodes, who we drafted last year. really didn't play a ton. It was average like 2 and 3, I think. And then 3 other first-round picks for Scotty Barnes, who's a 91 overall, going to come over here and hopefully going to be the starting power forward that helps lead us to a championship. So that is a big move no matter which way you look at it. Some might say we gave up too much, and honestly, if it wasn't the final season, I might agree with you. So Murray and Williams, I'd like to both get back. I'm going to roll with Mark Williams. Not something that you probably thought I would be doing when we started this video, but I think it's kind of a good move, and hopefully we have the money here. Entering the final season, the fortunate thing for us here is that we can just do this and kind of go ahead and be lucky enough to maybe get these guys back on their qualifying offers. So we're going to kind of go with it. I mean, we just won a finals. Obviously, there's really not a ton of pressure right now. I'd like to go ahead and win another one, but, you know, I think making this team fun at this point in time is something I'm really happy doing. So, I mean, our experiment worked out of Henderson, Mellow, and DJ Wagner here. So we're going to run it back. We do need to find a new backup center, though. Can I maybe track? No, I want to keep Dick Barkley on the team. Frank Kaminsky, bring him back to Charlotte. He's a 0-star system match. Well, that's obviously not ideal. Tristan Thompson, you could not pay me to bring a Kardashian onto this team. Let me sign. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sign Obi Toppin, and then I'm going to trade him because I still have a couple of picks left for potentially a new backup center. Doesn't need to be anybody too great, but Obi Toppin. This pick here from the Pistons and this pick right here. Give me some sort of backup center. Isaiah Roby, how have you been playing? 7 and 3.5, 7.5, 3.5. That's honestly probably as good as it's going to get. Marquise Chris. Whoa. How many minutes, though, did he play? He played 26.5 minutes last year, but those are really solid numbers. Do I want to do that deal? I mean, I feel like I'd be kind of dumb not to, but Roby, he's only 1 year younger. All right, you know what? Screw it. Marquise Chris, welcome to Charlotte. And, yeah, are we going to make any other trades? I honestly don't think so. I think we're going to kind of run it back with the team that just won a championship, and let's see you guys at the start of the 5th and final year here in Charlotte. Fresh off a championship, we made a major upgrade at the power forward position. We added Scotty Barnes to an NBA championship team. I could not be more excited to run it back here and hopefully get our second championship with this video. LaMelo Ball, Scoot Henderson, DJ Wagner. Our trio obviously has been trained. What is it, a quintuplet now? Is that the right word? I think. I don't really know. Or is that 5? I don't really know. Whatever it is, we added Scotty Barnes to already a really good big 3. I like to thank PJ Washington for his service and his time here. Unfortunately, this was a clear upgrade. I mean, Scotty Barnes is just an absolute stud. So, I did not think when I started this video I would be riding with Mark Williams as my starting center through the entirety of it. I mean, hell, what did he start at a 74 overall? Only up to an 80 overall, but honestly is doing everything we really need him to do and at a pretty good level as well, as he's a championship center now. So, bench unit remains awesome as well. James Bouknight, Jonathan Isaac, Io, Keegan Murray, and now a new backup center, Marquise Chris. Let's see if this team can go back-to-back. I'll see you guys at the end of the 5th and final year. It's official, a 3rd straight MVP for our superstar point guard, LaMelo Ball. Super happy to have him here. It's obviously not every day I get to use this man in a rebuild. Awesome to have him here in Charlotte. Number 1 seed once again here in the East. We should be hopefully winning another championship. Artem Markov is your Rookie of the Year. He's from literally nowhere. It just doesn't not give me a location. He's also from the 2023 draft, so I'm assuming he's from overseas somewhere and was a Euro stash or something like that. Congrats, Artem. Trae Young, 6th man. Jackson Jr. now in Sacramento, found a new home. Defensive Player of the Year. Usman Garuba, Most Improved. I mean, like, I guess. 75 fucking wins? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's crazy. Because, like, here's the thing. Like, I knew I wanted to take a different approach to this rebuild. I knew I didn't want to go sign a bunch of superstars that we didn't already have on the team. And I knew I didn't want to make a ton of blockbuster trades. Like, we made a huge blockbuster for Scotty Barnes. Other than that, maybe you can classify trading Scary Terry or Gordon Hayward as big trades. But I really don't. And we didn't today, honestly. And we won 75 games. So that's insane. I think I won 75 games recently, honestly, maybe like a couple weeks ago. But, like, it's just crazy to see on the screen, like single-digit wins, like especially under 9, because I've seen obviously 73 and 9 a bunch of times on the screen is nuts to me. LaMelo Ball, DJ Wagner, Scoot Henderson, Scotty Barnes, James Bouknight, Mark Williams, Io, Keegan Murray, Marquise Chris, Jonathan Isaac as well. This team is honestly super fun. Like, I love doing rebuilds that are a little bit different, like not exact same cookie cutter kind of way every single time, if you kind of get what I'm saying. I mean, obviously, it's fun to do those just kind of bland rebuilds sometimes, but ultimately, I kind of have more fun doing rebuilds this way. I honestly really do think that it's a much more enjoyable way. And hopefully, let me know in the comment section, do you guys find it more of an enjoyable viewer experience for me to not do rebuilds just like the generic way of, like you can say maybe this is like a star-studded lineup, and you're not wrong. It absolutely is. But this is not a lineup like that you've ever seen before. I don't have a bunch of like 72 overalls coming off the bench or anything like that. But like, I don't know, man. I think this is definitely a fun way to switch it up. Let me know your thoughts. I'd greatly appreciate them in the comment section, as we have swept everybody so far. And we're back in the finals. We actually lost game 1 in the finals. We win games 2, 3, lose game 4. We are up 3-2. And let's see if we can cap this great video off by getting a little bit of gameplay today here to round out, hopefully, a repeat here. And wow, we turned it on. And we are going to be winning our 2nd straight championship. Let's get a... Oh, fuck. I screwed that up. I'll still get some gameplay. My bad. I skipped a little bit too far ahead. There's 28 seconds left, so honestly, I'm going to take like one shot here with the Mellow, who has 34, 6, and 8 on the night. He's definitely the best player on this team, and he's definitely the game changer that this team was definitely looking for. Oh, my God. I screwed up the alley-oop. Oh, that sucks. That would have been a really cool kind of way to kind of make up for me screwing the pooch on the gameplay, but... Can you foul just so I don't have to sit through this? Can you foul, please? All right, you know what? Whatever. I'll see you guys at the finals MVP. I don't want to sit through the whole ceremony. It takes way too long. Sorry, I don't even know why I'm including this, but see you guys with the finals MVP. I honestly don't know why sometimes I get this glitch and sometimes I just don't. It's really weird, and it seems like 2K is like kind of on its time of the month every time it really happens. But it's unpredictable, and it happened in today's video, obviously. But it was the 5th and final season anyways. We won 2 straight championships, and hopefully you guys did enjoy as well. If you did, leave a like down below. I would greatly appreciate it. Of course, if you guys are new around here, I'd greatly appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 30,000, and that would be awesome. I mean, a ton to me if we could hit it by the end of August. So that pretty much wraps this one up, man. I had a ton of fun with this one. Of course, let me know if you guys also enjoy a little bit of a different style of rebuild. Again, I hate using like the term cookie cutter, but it kind of does start to feel cookie cutter, especially for me, when I just got the same players over and over and do the same thing. So spicing it up a little bit, changing some things up like we did in today's video, it always makes it much more enjoyable for me and hopefully for you guys as well. But other than that, hopefully you guys are having a great week so far. I hope it is a good one for you. That wraps up this one. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one.